Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DRich Show, where we talk anything and everything crypto. Now, here's your host, DRich.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the DRich Show. This is DRich and today is Friday, August 6th, 2021. Happy Friday everyone. I hope that you guys are all doing well wherever you may be here in the world. And most definitely, I hope that this video always finds you all in good health, good spirits, good energy. And right up front, I want to say that I apologize for putting out a late video here on Friday. However, I had to work and wasn't able to get on early as I intended to do. But at any rate, without further ado, we're here. We're going to report on this week's topics that we've covered on the video. So again, we've had a lot of technical difficulties throughout the week. I know you guys are excited about the intro, the outro, things like that. And for several videos, that has not been there. I think I found a solution to that problem. When it comes to some of the settings that I uninstalled, then I had to reinstall, and it took me some time to kind of figure that part out. There's a couple other parts that I need to figure out, so bear with me as I continue to try to figure out the solutions to rectify the situation so that the videos doesn't sound choppy or echoey, things like that. So bear with me. I apologize up front. But anyway, again, I want to thank all of you for tuning into yesterday's videos, the videos throughout the week. And we're going to do a crypto news happenings and recap from August 2nd to the 6th. So each Friday, we're going to move forward with this type of recap so that we can all cover some of the news that we did not cover throughout the week as we discuss different type of digital assets throughout each and every week. So I want to give it, some airtime so that we can cover other topics as well. So let's just get into the coin market cap right away. Bitcoin's dominance 46.3%, while Ethereum is jumping up to 19.5%, as we have a total global crypto market cap of 1.73 trillion, which is a 3.2% increase over the last day. And as we can see, Bitcoin right now is trading at $42,809.07. And again, if it can reach 43.5, 44, then I think that we're going to see some more explosive increase with Bitcoin and Ethereum at $2,885.47. And as we can see right there, Binance Coin BNB $342.44, Cardano at $1.40 even. And our beloved XRP at 74 cents, almost 75 cents there. So again, folks, I encourage you to most definitely stack that bag up, as that should be your foundation, your number one, your bread and butter, whatever you want to call it. It should be your diamond in the rough, if you want to call it, because we know XRP is heavily suppressed and manipulated, and we'll be getting into that here in the video today. Dogecoin at number 8, rounding, still in the top 10 at 20 and a half cents, up 2.13%, 13% in the last 24. Polkadot $20.40 there, and Uniswap rounding out the number top 10 spot, $26.18. And again, overall, we see some green in the market, which is good for all of us, especially if you've been accumulating and acquiring your digital assets of choice throughout this last downtime. I don't want to call it a bear market, because it wasn't really a bear market. It just, either a capitulation phase, people, selling off and things like that, and it had enough time to gear up again. And I think we're gearing up to head to another level in this market, as we starting to see some pressure increasing on the crypto parallel people's economy. So without that being said, if you recall, the e-rupee, PM Modi announced that they are set to launch a new digital payments platform, and I'm assuming that it is sort of a CBDC of some sort for their country. I won't read the article, but this is coming from bgr.in, and we covered it on Monday. So this is basically a recap for all of you who have not been, wasn't able to listen to all of the videos throughout the week. So we want to go over it again and again. I pointed out that there's the LA Summit blockchain, which is slated to be in person in Los Angeles at the LA Convention Center November 2nd through the 3rd. And also you can sign up virtually to attend this conference online if you choose to do so. So I want to make sure that I leave that in the description. You guys are getting different sources of information, not only from this channel, hopefully from other channels, and I'm hoping that they provide this information as well. But if not, at least you could come here and get that information to go ahead and get registered for absolutely free. And this is from about 3 days ago. SEC chair labels crypto industry the Wild West, and pretty much asking for more powers. We kind of touched on him yesterday, as he is a corrupt individual, trying to be the strong arm of the law. And again, folks, I will always say that these folks have to be brought out into the light so that we can actually know who these folks are. It's kind of like playing chess. You got to have a strategy, you got to have a move and a counter move and things like that. So again, I wouldn't be too alarmed about this Joker right here, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, as we wrap up the video, I'm going to tell you exactly where we're headed and why I believe that these guys are just imposters, trying to take control of the people's economy because they don't want to see anything happen. Pretty much here's some fun facts. Calling on Congress at the Aspen Security Forum to give the SEC more power to regulate the industry. Gensler said that many of the tokens in the market were unregistered securities, leaving the prices open to manipulation, investors vulnerable to risk. And Gensler has also said that he agreed with his predecessor, Jay Clayton, who said in 2018, every initial coin offering I've seen is a security. And among Gensler's requests were the power to oversee crypto exchanges, which are currently outside of the SEC's remit, and increase oversight of the crypto lending, including decentralized finance. Gensler also said that this asset class is rife with fraud, scams, and abuse in certain applications. We need additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms from falling between regulatory cracks. And again, the industry eyes have been on Gensler this week, as Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, who heads the Senate Banking Committee Subcommittee on Economic Policy, had also requested a reply from Gensler by July 28th with an open letter that she wrote him regarding crypto regulations. Now, I get that everyone is pushing for regulations, but you know what? We don't want to get over regulation, because once there's a regulations, there's more things that go into effect that will ultimately affect the market. So, I would caution you to be patient when it comes to regulation, because at the end of the day, we have to see these folks come out into the light, be exposed, so that we can see them head on and at face value, to see what they are attempting to do. It might be, oh yeah, he's part of this and he's part of that, or he's good for crypto. No, not necessarily, because at the end of the day, when you are trying to be the strong arm of the law, trying to kibosh innovation, trying to put a tamper on some of these things, it just kind of let you know where these guys are. And again, they don't want to have the people with freedom of financial freedom. That's what I'm saying. So again, come to use your own discernments when it comes to these folks. I don't trust them, and I don't believe in them, and I believe totally opposite of what they try to provide to scare people out of their positions. So again, crypto is here to stay. It's not going to go anywhere. We'll talk about some of the other impacts of bills and things like that might be passed here shortly. So anyway, as you know, we went over Theta this weekend, which was also on Monday. This is coming from the datatoken.org. I wanted to leave this in the description again, so if you didn't catch the video, I want to make sure that we recap with this. And then most definitely on Tuesday, which was probably one of the most popular videos of the week, which was Polymath, and this is coming from polymath.network. And I want to also, make sure that this is part of the recap for today's video. So I'm not going to go over it, but again, I will also leave this in the description for you guys to go check out their websites on your own. And then we also touch base on Tezos Xtz. Okay, this is at tezos.com. And again, I'll always encourage you to look at different projects when it comes to smart contracts, things like that. That could be more efficient, scalable, and more security focused, as it says here, when it comes to comparisons of those other blockchains like Ethereum, etc. So again, you could get staking rewards on Tezos. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of that APR that's coming back your way. So anyway, we did get into the video yesterday about the ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies or digital assets. And I wanted to make sure that we recap this because I know that we kind of lost, our way a little bit, not too much. But I wanted to come back around to this because it's important that we have these digital assets in our portfolio so that we know that at least if there is some sort of regulation, that these ones that fall under compliance will be your best bet. Okay, everything else is, cream on the top. And I always want to go over other cryptocurrencies, digital assets, of course, but most definitely we need to kind of hone it back in, refocus our energies, our finances towards some of these projects. And over the last couple of days, I was able to get back into some of these assets because I want to make sure that I have enough if I don't have enough, if you get what I'm saying. So with that being said, I want to leave this PDF for you, which is a protocol for the interledger protocol or payments. And this is coming from Stephen Thomas and Evan Schwartz. And this is coming at ripple.com. And I'm going to leave this PDF in the description for you guys to read over, kind of come to understanding what this is all about, okay? So moving forward, the first one up of that ISO 222 compliant crypto set of assets are Algorand. And this is coming from Algorand.com. I'm going to leave this in the description as well so that you guys can go check this out. And again, I do believe you get staking rewards on your platforms like Coinbase, Binance.us. Speaking of Binance.us, Brian Brooks, former OCC, just resigned for differences that they had, but he did leave a positive note on their behalf from Binance.us. So again, we'll keep an eye on him, where he's going, what he's doing, and most definitely we'll see because I have navigated through that exchange, and I don't know what that might mean for that particular exchange, Binance.us, because I navigated over from Coinbase based on some troubles that I have with them. So anyway, guys, I want to leave this here for you. And then we're going to touch base here on Stellar. I want you guys to go over this, understand what the Stellar network is. And it right here says to us all is that it's an open network for storing and moving money. Kind of like the little brother for XRP, okay? And again, that's going to be also left in the description. And then third of that class is Iota, okay? And Iota here is at iota.org. Go ahead and check them out. Learn about Iota for your own consumption, okay? And next we have Zenfin, which is zenfin.io, enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain for global trade and finance. And again, that's part of the ISO 222 compliant network, our framework. And then lastly, we want to go check out ripple.com, officially move money to all corners of the world, okay? This is my go-to asset. This is my most favorite and prized asset. And most definitely it's my foundation. And as I always say here on the channel, XRP should be your number one and your, higher ratio of what you hold versus anything and everything else. So if you are interested in XRP and XRP is one of your tokens of choice, and you know that it's going to have a use case, it's going to provide utility for the world, and it's going to change $1 trillion market. So again, I encourage you to stack it up as much as you can, as fast as you can, because we never know when that crisis might come and the phoenix rises from those ashes. So anyway, I came across this article. This is coming from the Entrepreneur's Handbook, and behind closed doors, the U.S. is quietly backing a replacement global currency. Okay, and this was April 6th. All right, it's a 5-minute read. I'll go over some points of this article. And the U.S. dollar reset has been triggered by a global currency called the SDR, which is special drawing rights. And this topic isn't covered in mainstream media. So let's go ahead and take a peek. This is perhaps the most important personal finance article I've ever written. And this information is not featured in mainstream media, but it is easy to Google if you know what to search. And I will link all of the legitimate sources too, so that you can understand this change and explain it in simple terms so you don't get lost with the finance jargon. And this change is important because when the US dollar and other currency face a reset, it becomes a game between those who knew and those who didn't. And many will lose out for a lot financially when the game of printing money out of thin air eventually comes to a logical conclusion. And for the crypto haters, the replacement global currency is not a cryptocurrency. And the replacement global currency is an old favorite, and it's called the SDR. Okay, and what is the SDR? SDR, it's an artificial global currency created by the International Monetary Fund. And quick history of the SDR, we'll go just quickly. The SDR was developed in the 1960s by the IMF. And again, I believe that this is just their way of trying to gain control over certain situations. And yes, there's people corrupt in the IMF as well. At this point in history, the IMF was afraid of a dollar crisis, and the U.S. originally promised the dollar would go or be good as gold. We've talked about that. And then again in 1971, President Nixon, that he announced that the dollar could be no longer exchanged for physical gold. And this also meant that the dollar was now backed by nothing. And this situation created the dollar crisis, hence the IMF's fear. And the IMF originally created the SDR as a successor to the US dollar, and the currency never took off. And until recently, only 200 billion in SDR has been created in the last 50 to 60 years, and the SDR became a sleeping giant waiting for a moment in history to be awoken. So again, 2008 was nearly the moment, but not quite. And in 2013, they saw a possible chance, then silence. And then 2016 was not the right time either. And then here's a quick lesson from history. When SDR becomes a hot topic, it's a warning sign of the financial system having issues. And the quiet revival and rise of the SDR, I'll go ahead and let this be read for yourselves, but I'm going to read just quick portion here. SDR has been waiting for its time to shine, and this could be the moment. I'm going to say could, okay? This is not the moment because we don't know. Countries are asking the IMF for financial support due to the aftermath of the health crisis, and the IMF has only $1 trillion of assets available. So enter the SDR, okay? And who suffers because of the SDR? Nobody on the surface, and that's why it's pure genius. But what it does, it creates more government-issued currency out of thin air, and the SDR is a new layer built on top of a basket of other currencies: dollars, euros, RMB, yen, pounds, etc. And more SDR means more of these 5 major currencies will be created out of thin air, and the value of the world's currencies issued by countries will continue to be devalued over time at a faster rate, and the price of assets like stocks and real estate will continue to rise. So if you have a country's currency in your bank account or own assets like stocks, this SDR global currency affects you greatly. And then you can read that again. Why bother with the SDR then? And then you also, what could the SDR be used for? SDR could be used to price gold, commodities, debt, or even cryptocurrency. And what are the insiders and smart money doing about the SDR? You always look at the insiders and smart money. William Middlecoop sums it up beautifully. Smart money and insiders are leaving paper assets, stocks, bonds, ETF, paper gold you cannot touch. And smart money and insiders are buying hard assets, physical gold, silver, Bitcoin, land, real estate, and commodities. So here's a key takeaway there. I'll leave that for you to consume. And folks, again, I always encourage you to get that physical silver and gold as a hedge against anything. Okay, you could get, junk silver. You could get those type of things. And again, you want to get your pennies that are 1983 and before, and you want to get your silver coins that are 1964, I believe, or before. I'm not sure if I'm accurate on that, but I believe it's 64. So again, do your research on that, and I'd like to hear back from you if you're interested in that. And again, I always use atmex.com for my purchasing. Sometimes it does have a little higher rate, but the reason why I use them, because they're fast, they're efficient, and guess what? It gets to you in a matter of a few days, and you can just go ahead and store that all the way up in your safe. So again, leave this in the description as we talk about that basket of currency. This is why the ISO 222 regulatory compliance with those digital assets that I mentioned, Algorand, Stellar, Iota, Zenfin, and XRP, those could be part of this SDR. Okay, so I'm not saying that it is. I'm only speculating that it could be. So, I kind of want to leave this here for you guys to, chomp on and kind of, toss it around and, see if we're on to something. And if we are, then we're going to be in a good position to do our due diligence by continuing to accumulate those digital assets as fast as we can, because we never know when a crisis might hit. And my banking bet, it will be sooner than probably October. And I don't like to make predictions, and I'm not here to make a prediction, but when the writing is on the wall, you will start noticing different things, and you'll start noticing other people talk about cryptocurrency like Gensler as the Wild West, or it's a money laundering scheme, or it's filled with different type of things to scare you off, okay, to get you out of it, to steer you to like their CBDCs or something like that. So I encourage you to ignore the FUD. That's what I call it, FUD. Okay, and this is coming from you today. There's a $1 trillion infrastructure bill, which includes crypto tax, looking to be finalized on Saturday. And I'll come across this article this morning, so I want to make sure I get to it for you all. And on Thursday, the U.S. Senate was not able to finalize a $1 trillion infrastructure bill that would include cryptocurrency taxing. And the Senate will try again on Saturday, according to readers. And the senators are going to vote on limiting debate and move toward passing the bill. The $1 trillion infrastructure bill is aimed at the realization of construction projects across the country. And the country's crypto community was not happy about the bill going through, since it is aimed at to collect more than $25 billion over the next decade from cryptocurrency users and traders. And new rules may require cryptocurrency brokers to report information about their trades to the IRS, and information will include buying and selling of prices of the digital assets transferred between brokers and any transaction worth more than $10,000. Wow, it's a lot to take in there, because at the end of the day, they want to continue to tax you. Taxing, to me, it's a crime, okay? And it continues to stifle people for financial freedom. from having to work odd and end jobs, 2 to 3 different jobs just to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. I despise these folks so greatly that you don't even understand what it means when it comes to them continue to try to, keep us below them or whatnot. It's a shame. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, all of it is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. And some of these, regulatory issues or concerns that are popping up, this means that they're trying to fast track these bills so that they can try to put a kibosh on it and put a lid on it so that we can, suffer, losses or things like that. And, again, I want all of the cryptocurrencies to be successful, all of the innovators, the creators, the developers. I want them to be successful with their digital asset of choice. And you know what? There's going to be a lot of them, and I don't believe, they'll all go away. But I do believe that some will go away. That is the truth. I do believe that to be true. But you know what? At the end of the day, you got to kind of look at some of the connections, connect the dots, and see what's what as far as what asset you might have a hedge against their system. And again, they don't want you in the cryptocurrency because it destroys their system. It destroys the old guard, if you want to say that. So again, continue to accumulate. Don't be afraid of this information. Don't let it get you weary. Don't let it get you concerned, because at the end of the day, this is what they want to do. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about our best interests. They don't care about no one but themselves. They want to stuff their pocket. They want to be greedy. And I don't like greedy folks. So again, we'll just leave it at that. Not going to complain too much about it. We just want to know who's who, what's what, and what their task is to try to get us out of cryptocurrency. Excuse me. And lastly, I want to talk to you about this. And you know what? This is also coming from you today. Janet Yellen lobbying against favorable amendment to cryptocurrency tax provision. As you folks know, I don't like Janet Yellen. I think she's a fraud, a phony, and as corrupt as she can be. Okay, and then U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet is reportedly opposing the Toomey-Wyden-Loomis amendment to the much talked about provision in the infrastructure bill. And you can just look at her. Corrupt. Okay, corrupt. I'm sorry, corrupt. So anyway, this is what fear looks like. This is what them being scared looks like. They want to push their bills. They want to push their regulation. They want to put all of these things in place so that we don't end what they've been doing, which is projecting their crimes or their things that they've been doing onto we the people, cryptocurrency as a whole. And I'll just read this real quick, and then I'm just going to wrap it up. And I'm going to say something that might be provocative, but at the end of the day, I want you to hear it the way I say it to myself, so that you can understand what we're about to go through. According to a report by the Washington Post, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen privately voiced her dissatisfaction with a favorable amendment to the cryptocurrency tax provision in the infrastructure bill that was proposed by a bipartisan group of senators named Lee Patrick Toomey, Ron Wyden, and Cynthia Loomis. So keep an eye on them. You can go look at their bills and some of the things that they're doing for cryptocurrency as well. And then Yellen reportedly had a conversation with Wyden to sway the Democratic lawmaker, according to sources privy to the matter and the plot thickens. So again, you want to, I'm going to put some $1 million in your hand if you change your view. That's what is going to happen. You're going to try to pay this person off. While it seemed that the crypto industry was close to succeeding in its effort to get the rewrite it wants after flexing its impressive lobbying muscles in Washington, Senator Rob Portman of Ohio, the lawmaker behind the cryptocurrency-related provision, unexpectedly came up with a dueling amendment together with Senator Mark Warner, and it only proposes to exclude proof-of-work miners as well as software and hardware sellers. The Portman-Warner plan has a major ace up its sleeve, the support of the Biden administration. White House spokesman Andrew Bates praised the alternative amendment for striking the right balance. Some members of the Bitcoin community had a feeling as Mefford and supporters of popular proof of stake blockchains were up in arms, and as reported by you today, Charles Hoskinson was particularly critical of the last-minute amendment, urging his American followers to contact their senators. Several Cardano stake pool operators claim that they would have to leave the U.S. if the bill is passed. Coin Center's Jerry Brittle claimed that the U.S. government was trying to pick winners and losers by prioritizing proof of work over proof of stake, a statement that was also echoed by Ripple's General Counsel Stuart Algorand. And senators are expected to hold a high-stakes vote to choose one of the competing amendments on Saturday. So again, folks, this is not going to be easy. This is a financial war. And when I say that, that means they're trying not to give up their control, their dominance that they've held on for so long. So it's going to be a fight tooth and nail. But let me make it very, very clear to everyone listening to this video today. The greatest fucking wealth transfer in the history of the fucking world is going to happen. You, me, your family members, your friends, those who are in cryptocurrency, if you do not sell, you win. We win. So hold on to your position. The greatest wealth transfer in the history of the fucking world is going to transfer here soon to us. We, the people. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what city you're from, what location you're from, your nationality, your political background. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we all have things in common. Family, if we believe in God, most definitely our financial freedoms, our freedoms as a whole, our children, those are the things that we have in common. And I could tell you, when I see this, it pisses me off. But at the end of the day, I know what the end result will be. They do not have a future at all. Don't give them an inch. Because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Okay? But they'll do it methodically. They'll do it when you don't even see it. Hey, how did we get back so far? No. You start pushing back. You hold on to your cryptocurrency. You hold on to your digital assets. Because at the end of the day, you do that, I do that, you pass it around, get your friends involved, your family involved, to allow them to see a different opportunity. And I want you to remind them that the greatest wealth transfer in the world that the world has ever seen is coming. Bank on it. Please, bank on it. Because I'm urging you to stay strong, stay loyal, stay committed, because they have a plan, you have a plan, we have a plan. Anyway, guys, I don't want to get too riled up on it, because I trust in the future of digital assets, and I trust that the humanity of the world will be reconciled with freedom, liberation from their stronghold that they've had us placed under for so many years, so many decades, so many centuries. That is our time. Our time is coming. It's near. So I continue to urge you to be patient, persevere, read through the bullshit, through the smoke and mirrors, and we'll just come out on the other side and we'll see each other there. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a wonderful weekend. Try to do something fun, new, and exciting. Get your mind off of this stuff. Go ahead and relax. Spend time with family. Spend time with friends, your children, your pets. And remember, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Okay? That goes a long way. It really goes a long way. So I encourage that. All right? God bless. Take care. And as always, treat everyone with class, dignity, and respect. Bye-bye.